Tonight, on 6th August, Archangel Michael says, "A stranger with green eyes has crossed your path for a reason. Don't sleep until you see this." Tonight is not ordinary. It is not like yesterday or the days before it. It is August 6th, marked in the heavens, spoken by the stars, and carved in time by the hand of destiny. Archangel Michael steps forward tonight, his voice rolling like thunder through the spiritual skies, declaring a warning so sharp, so specific, that your soul must not ignore it. He speaks of a stranger with green eyes, not by accident, not by chance, but by divine orchestration. This one has crossed your path, perhaps briefly, perhaps unknowingly, perhaps at a glance that lingered longer than it should have. But heaven saw it. The message is clear. This stranger is not just a passerby. This encounter holds spiritual weight. Michael, the mighty warrior of heaven, does not speak loosely. What he says, "Do not sleep until you see this," it is not poetic, it is prophetic. This is not about physical sleep, but spiritual slumber. You cannot afford to drift into spiritual ignorance tonight. Something is moving. A divine shift is happening. This stranger with green eyes, symbolic of spiritual gateways, discernment, and hidden knowledge, is more than a face. They are a trigger, a signal, a divine instrument. Whether for warning or for awakening, only heaven knows. But Michael urges your attention because the path has been crossed. A spiritual line hath been drawn. Your awareness is now your weapon. Have you felt it? A shift in the air, a sudden stillness before the storm. The tug in your chest when you locked eyes with someone recently, someone who felt oddly familiar yet completely unknown. That was no accident. That was the signal. Michael is roaring now, not whispering. Wake up. What to discern. Tonight, everything hidden starts to be revealed. Heaven is peeling back the veil, and those who walk blindly will miss what was meant to save them. The green-eyed stranger is not the enemy, but the key to unlocking something heaven wants you to see. And what you do with this awareness tonight could shape the rest of your life. Open your spirit, guard your heart, and do not sleep on this. You were warned in love. You were summoned by fire. The gates are opening. Will you walk through? The shadow of Michael's voice still lingers in your bones as you face the second hour of this divine encounter. You may ask, who is this stranger with green eyes? What does this crossing mean? Tonight, the answer unfolds one step at a time. You must lean in. The green-eyed stranger is a messenger, an emissary of hidden truth, not a random soul passing through your life. When a person with such eyes appears, it signals that heaven is drawing your attention. Your life is a tapestry of meeting and timing, and this moment is one of those sacred knots being tied. You could ignore it, shrug it off, let your mind drift to comfort. But that would be spiritual inertia, and it could cost you more than you know. Consider the color green. Green is the color of growth, healing, discernment, and new beginnings. When green eyes focus on you, they carry information beyond what your human mind can read in a glance. They suggest something meant to spring up, to bloom, to heal. This encounter may bring a seed you must plant in your soul. But you must see it fully. You must stay awake. The night hides many things, yet your eyes must be sharp. Don't let physical tiredness dull your spiritual perception. Type "I am chosen" to get the blessing 3467. Imagine the stranger standing before you, calm, still, watching. Perhaps in a crowd, perhaps in a place you think is ordinary. Maybe in a shop, a street, or a workplace. Their gaze meets yours and lingers for a moment longer than it should. In that second, your spirit stirs. Something inside you shifts. You sense importance. You feel an urgency. That is the nudge of heaven. Something is about to begin. And still Michael warns, do not sleep until you see this. It is not about creeping into church to catch a vision. It is about the state of your heart, the state of your spirit. If you stay dull, you will miss the meaning wrapped in that green gaze. What might you see if you fully wake? Perhaps a truth about your own journey. Perhaps a warning of deception or danger. Perhaps a connection that must happen. A partnership, a message, and turning point. Heaven never sends signs lightly. The stranger could reveal a needed word late tonight, or could introduce a change that sets your next season into motion. But if you retreat into distraction, into social media, entertainment, sleep, you may miss the moment. And moments like this do not come back to us. So how do you stay alert? First, still your mind. Sit quietly in a safe space. Breathe slowly. Ask Michael to sharpen your spiritual senses. Declare that you will not drift into spiritual sleep. Tell the watcher angel over your life that you are ready to receive what is coming. Pray simply, I will not rest until I see what heaven shows me. Then pay attention to every small sign, a voice, a word, a feeling that seems too strong to ignore. Type I am awake to get the blessing 5823. Also guard your heart. If the stranger's gaze carries discomfort or unease, do not dismiss it. Discernment is needed. Michael guards the path for you. Trust the stirring in your gut. Do not follow the unknown immediately, but watch. Wait for confirmation. God does not confuse. The green eyes may offer grace where they may test you. Either way, your vigilance matters. This part of the night is heavy. It feels thick with expectancy. You may feel heat on your skin, goosebumps on your arms, a stirring in your chest. Do not chase any flashy signs, but stay open. Let your soul resonate with heaven's frequency. A simple whisper, what must I see, may unlock the scene. When you ask, believe the answer comes. Then the watchers around you begin to shift. The veil begins to thin. And suddenly you understand, the stranger with the key all along. In that knowing, do not shrink back. Step forward in faith. Write down what appears. A name, a phrase, a feeling. Then act on it as the Spirit leads. This is a shift in your story. Not everyone sees. Not everyone hears. But you have been invited. Refuse to dismiss it. Tonight, vigilance becomes your victory. The green-eyed stranger may have crossed to warn, to heal, to awaken. Your obedience may change everything. Type I am rising to get the blessing 7251. You've stayed awake. You've listened. You felt the pull of heaven calling you to attention. Now, the next layer opens. This is no longer about the stranger alone. It's about what the stranger stirs inside of you. Something long buried. Something you've ignored. Archangel Michael speaks again. Not in a loud voice, but in a whisper that pierces deeper than thunder. He says this is the hour of uncovering, the time when hidden things come into light. You must not only look outward, but also inward now. The green-eyed encounter with the beginning. But the next warning is this: do not hide from your own soul. What you carry inside can either unlock your next season or destroy it silently. You have been chosen to walk a narrow path, and many who crossed your life were sent to reveal something, not always about them, but about you. The green-eyed stranger may have brought the mirror. Now it is time to look into it. What fears still sit in your heart? What bitterness hides behind your smile? What promise from God have you buried under years of disappointment? These are not small things. They are spiritual traps. If you ignore them now, they will grow. But if you bring them to the light, heaven will begin to heal. Type I am found to get the blessing 6174. Michael shows you a vision tonight. Your heart as a locked door. Behind it, gifts are waiting. Peace, clarity, your action. But the key is not outside. It is in your honesty with yourself. And the green-eyed stranger's gaze may have stirred something. Regret, memory, longing. Follow that stirring. It is not meant to wound but to awaken. You are not just being watched. You are being invited. And heaven is asking you to open that locked room inside. There is a river in heaven that flows from the throne of God. It carries healing. It washes wounds that cannot be seen with the eye. Tonight, that river is being poured out over your soul. But water cannot reach what is hidden in caves. You must expose it. You must speak what you've never said, even if it's just whispered between you and God. Father, I'm still angry. I'm still afraid. I still don't believe you will come through. These words are not weakness. They are access points. They open the door for heaven to enter. The green-eyed one may never return. Or maybe they will. But this is not about them anymore. It's about what God stirred in you through them. Many times, heaven uses strangers to trigger hidden answers. And tonight, Archangel Michael is walking beside you, holding a sword of truth, cutting lies that you've lived with for too long. Lies like, I'm not enough, nothing ever changes, God has forgotten me. These are not from heaven. These are wounds in disguise. They keep you stuck. But now is your moment to break free. Type I am free to get the blessing 8829. Remember, the reason you were told not to sleep was not only to see, but to feel again. Feel deeply. Feel honestly. Feel spiritually. There's a danger in emotional sleep. You stop hoping. You stop hearing. You stop growing. But when you allow yourself to feel again, even pain, God can begin the work. Healing can come like rain. Your tears may be the start of a spiritual breakthrough. Tonight is not about being perfect. It's about being real. Archangel Michael is not calling for perfection. He is calling for purity of heart, for honesty, for those who will say, yes, Lord, I'm not okay, but I want to be whole. And those words, those simple words are heard louder than any shout in heaven. So, ask yourself now, what did the stranger's eyes awaken in me? What door do I need to open inside myself? What lie have I believed for too long? Write it. Say it. Speak it. And then ask heaven to flood it with truth. Because the one who stays spiritually awake will not miss the blessing that comes in the midnight hour. Type I am open to get the blessing 7912. You've just stepped into the raw center of awakening. If this word is unlocking something in your soul, then this mission is already working, reaching hearts, shaking spirits, and calling dry bones to rise. This isn't just a message, it's a river of light, and every time you give, through super thanks, membership, or a seed on PayPal, you become part of that outpouring. Heaven is sowing truth through this channel, and your giving opens more doors for others to be reached, healed, and restored. I hear the Spirit saying, you are part of the harvest. Just as the stranger with green eyes came for a reason, so have you. Let your gift tonight be a spiritual act of obedience and oil to the flame. The PayPal link is in the video description. Give boldly, and may your seed speak louder than your silence. This journey is not for the curious. It is for the called. And if you are still here, still reading, still awake, then heaven sees you as one who is ready. Archangel Michael's warning grows louder now. Not in volume, but in weight. His voice is pressing into the spirit realm. He says this moment is a crossroad. Choose wisely. The green-eyed stranger was a sign, a stirring, a divine knock at your soul's door. But now comes your part, the response. Will you move forward in the light or drift back into darkness? This is not a small question. It is the fork in your path. Many saw the stranger and felt nothing, but you felt the call. And with that awareness comes responsibility. You are now accountable for what heaven revealed. Type I am awakened to get the blessing 5124. Michael shows you a picture, a road that splits in two. One road is wide, smooth, full of lights and sounds. It's comfortable, familiar. It lets you stay the same. The other road is narrow, silent, uneven, but it is lit with fire from heaven. That is the road of purpose. That is the road for those who say yes to the call. And that is the path you are being invited to walk. The green-eyed stranger didn't just cross your path, they marked it. They stood at the edge of your old life and your new one. They were the signal from God that change is required. Not later, not tomorrow, but now. You cannot carry everything from your past into this next part of your story. Some things must be left behind. Habits, beagle, patterns of thinking, some emotions that feel normal, but are chains in disguise. If you cling to them, you cannot move. But if you release them, the wind of God will lift you into a new season. This is the weight of tonight. This is why the warning came, so that you would not go one more night asleep to your assignment. Ask yourself honestly, what is God asking me to leave behind? It may be a fear you've carried for years. It may be guilt, or it could be a relationship that dims your light. These are not random suggestions. They are spiritual obstacles. And Archangel Michael is not giving suggestions. He is giving instructions. Heaven never asks for surrender unless something greater is coming. Type I am letting go to get the blessing 6641. There is a fire coming, not to burn you, but to purify. It will test everything. Your choices, your desires, your intentions. But if your heart is right, you will come through that fire stronger. And the green-eyed stranger, their role may now be done. They may disappear as quickly as they came, because their assignment was to awaken you, not to walk your journey with you. Be careful not to cling to what God sent only for a moment. Some people are messengers, not companions. If you make them more than what heaven intended, you could lose focus. Stay fixed on the message, not the messenger. Michael reminds you, you are not alone. Even when you walk the narrow road, angels walk with you. The Spirit of God goes before you. And the blessing waiting at the end of this obedience is more than peace. It is power. Power to discern. Power to break chains. Power to walk in purpose without fear. You are not being punished. You are being positioned. The shaking in your life is not destruction. It's preparation. So step forward, even if it's just a whisper of a step. Say aloud, I will not go back. These words shake the spirit realm. They release help from heaven. Chains begin to loosen when the heart surrenders. The blessing of God is not stored in the past. It is waiting in your next act of faith. Don't miss it. The time is now. The signal has been sent. Your spirit knows what to do. Type I am moving forward to get the blessing 4077. The wind has shifted. You can feel it even if the world around you still looks the same. Something in the air has changed. That is how the spiritual realm works. It moves first, then the natural follows. After a warning from Archangel Michael and the encounter with the green-eyed stranger, your spirit is no longer the same. Whether you feel it or not, something has been activated. You are no longer asleep. Now begins the testing. Michael says, the test after revelation is always the most dangerous. This is the moment when the enemy often appears, quiet, subtle, and disguised as something good. Not to bless you, but to distract you. Not to guide you, but to turn you away. Type I am guarded to get the blessing 2356. Do not think that every open door is from God. Some are traps. Some are delays dressed in beauty. After the green-eyed one appeared, another may come soon. But this time, their eyes won't carry light. They will carry confusion. Their words may sound right, but their spirit will not sit well in your heart. Be careful. Not all strangers are divine signals. Some are tests, and your ability to see the difference will decide whether you move forward or fall back. Remember what Michael taught you. Stay awake. Stay alert. This is where many lose the path. They receive the sign, feel the shift, and then embrace the wrong thing, thinking it's part of the promise. But discernment is your weapon now. It's sharper than sight. You don't need to understand everything, just trust the Spirit's leading. If peace leaves, that's your sign. If your sleep becomes restless, that's a sign. If your joy dries up when a certain voice enters your life, that is a sign. Pay attention. Heaven never leaves you without warning. Type I am discerning to get the blessing 5038. Archangel Michael is not just watching from above. He is walking near. He is clearing the fog, cutting down confusion. But you must walk behind him, not beside, not ahead, behind. Let him lead. He has battled ancient spirits. He knows what you cannot see. You have been given protection, but protection only works when you obey. If you rush into what feels right without waiting on God, you step out of covering, and that is when attacks come. But if you wait, even when it's hard, your blessing will not be delayed. It will be delivered with fire and favor. Some of you are at a spiritual doorway now. One more wrong voice and you could turn back. One more distraction and you could miss what's been promised. But one more step in faith, and you step into divine timing. This is the thin place, the holy edge between old cycles and new beginnings. It is fragile, but it is holy. Handle it with care. Don't speak carelessly. Don't move recklessly. Listen deeply. Speak slowly. Move when heaven says move, not when emotion rises. You may feel alone, but you're not. Many are being tested in silence. But those who endure this stage will shine like stars in the next. Your midnight is not a punishment. It is a proving ground. Those who pass this test will carry a spiritual authority they've never known. You were awakened for a reason. Do not let your guard down now. The green-eyed stranger awakened your eyes, but now you must guard your heart. You are in the narrow space where few choose to walk. And yes, it is lonely. where the presence of God grows strongest in lonely places, in caves, in deserts, in quiet rooms where others have stopped watching. That is where the greatest encounters begin. You will not be forgotten here. You will be refined here. And soon, very soon, you will rise from this space with a voice that carries heaven's thunder. Type I am refined to get the blessing 6612. The night grows deeper, but your spirit grows brighter. You are not the same person who started this journey. The moment you stayed awake, the moment you saw the green-eyed stranger, the moment you chose to listen, something shifted. Heaven noticed. And now, Michael speaks again. He says, you are being marked for something holy. But before release comes refinement. This means there is more shaking ahead. Not to break you, but to shape you. You must be strong because you are being built to carry something eternal. This season is not just about what happens around you. It's about what happens inside of you. Type I am being shaped to get the blessing 4128. There is a fire inside your soul that the enemy wants to put out. He wants you to question everything, the sign, the voice, the message. He wants you to believe it was all just emotion or coincidence. But that is the trick of darkness. When light begins to rise in someone's life, the shadows push harder. But don't fall for the lie. If you still feel stirred, if your spirit is still alert, then the word was real. Don't second guess why heaven confirmed. Your faith must now rise above your feelings. You are being taught how to walk through silence. Not every day will come with a new sign. Not every night will have visions or feelings. But silence does not mean absence. God is watching how you walk without constant signs. That's where trust grows. That's where spiritual roots dig deep. The green-eyed stranger may have disappeared, but the impact remains. The true test of faith is not in the moment of vision. It is in the quiet afterward, when the light feels far away, but you still believe. Type I trust deeply to get the blessing 5830. Archangel Michael walks slowly now, watching how you respond. Will you panic when heaven seems quiet? Or will you stand? Will you go back to old habits, or will you wait with boldness? Many lose the blessing because they rush when God rests. But those who wait with faith find doors opening that no man can shut. You are not forgotten. You are not lost. You are in the waiting room of heaven. And soon, your name will be called. During this waiting season, protect your atmosphere. Don't fill it with noise. Don't let confusion back in. Don't scroll endlessly or talk too much. Instead, play worship. Read a single verse and sit with it. Create space for God to speak. The blessing comes when the room is ready, when the heart is open, when the distractions are removed. Make your space holy again. Michael reminds you of the power in your own voice. Speak life over yourself. Say things like, I will not be shaken. I'm being prepared. God is not late. My promise is coming. These are not empty words. They are weapons. When spoken with faith, they shift the atmosphere around you. The enemy flees when you speak God's truth, even if you feel weak. Your voice in the waiting is louder than you know. The fire will test your thoughts, your fears, your patience. But the fire cannot consume what is sealed by God. You are sealed. You are being made new. Even if it hurts, even if it's hard. This is holy. This is harvest season for your soul. Every tear, every question, every restless night is seen. And nothing is wasted. Heaven collects every moment. So hold on. Don't lose focus. The blessing is being shaped around your obedience. And though you may feel stretched, you are not breaking. You are being expanded. This is the middle of your story, not the end. Something greater is ahead. Keep walking. Keep worshiping. Keep watching. Type I will endure to get the blessing 7244. You have walked through silence. You have stood through the testing. And still, your spirit has not turned back. That means something powerful. You are closer now than you have ever been. Archangel Michael speaks again, not as a warning this time, but as a promise. He says those who did not sleep will now begin to see. This is the reward of watching. This is the gift for those who refused to close their eyes when the night got heavy. If you've been faithful in the silence, you will now begin to sense the shift. It may not be loud. It may come quietly, like a gentle breeze in your soul. But it will be real. It will be the whisper of heaven telling you, now. Type I am ready to get the blessing 3441. This is the hour of divine vision. Not vision with your natural eyes, but vision from within. Heaven is opening a window. You may begin to see things differently. People, decisions, even yourself. Old thoughts will break. A new clarity will come. You may remember dreams you had long ago. Dreams you buried because life got hard. But they were not dead. They were sleeping. And now, by the voice of God, they are being awakened. That's why the green-eyed stranger crossed your path. Not just to stir fear or mystery, but to reactivate purpose. Your soul needed a shaking. Now it's time for seeing. What will you see? Some of you will receive ideas, business plans, ministries, songs, stories. Others will see names or faces in prayer, people you must forgive, call, or bless. Some of you will suddenly understand what your next step should be. You'll wake up and feel sure, even without a sign. That is vision. That is the Spirit's work. You are not guessing anymore. You are sensing. That's how heaven moves, through sudden knowing. Type I see clearly to get the blessing 6885. Michael says, don't rush the vision. Let it unfold. When God begins to show you something, don't try to control it. Don't force it to happen your way. Sometimes the vision is a seed. You are not supposed to fix everything today. You are only asked to see it, write it, pray over it. Then wait. Vision grows in quiet places. It matures in hidden soil. Speak it to God before you speak it to people. Not everyone will understand. Some will try to crush it with doubt. Guard the vision until it becomes strong. And know this, vision will test you. It will show you what you need to leave behind. Some things will no longer fit. Some people will feel distant. That's okay. God is not removing them to punish you. He is making space. Some of the things that kept you safe before will now hold you back. Vision creates separation. But don't fear it. What God removes, He replaces with greater. There's also a warning. When vision increases, so does temptation. The enemy will try to distract you with things that look good but pull you off track. This is not the time to say yes to everything. This is the time to say yes only to God. Protect your focus. Don't let every door pull you in. Let peace be your guide. If something makes you feel uneasy, walk away. You don't need to explain it. Your obedience will protect your promise. So today, take time to write what you feel. Journal the vision. Pray over the new clarity. Speak over your dreams. Speak over your future. Say, I see what God is doing. I agree with heaven. I will walk in it. These are not just hopeful words. They are declarations that shake the darkness. Heaven listens when you speak with faith. Michael is standing with you. The green-eyed encounter was not the end. It was a beginning. You have been shifted. You have been stirred. And now, you are being shown. Guard the vision. Carry it carefully. Let it grow strong. For soon what you see will become what you walk in. Type I carry vision to get the blessing 9027. You have entered a new place in the Spirit. What began as a warning is now becoming a walk of revelation. First came the encounter. Then came the testing. Now, you are walking in vision. But vision is not the final step. It is the beginning of responsibility. Archangel Michael now speaks with a heavy but holy tone. He says the one who sees must also act. This means you cannot just feel the fire and stay in the same place. You are being asked to move, to step, to obey. Because what you see in the Spirit must now shape what you do in the physical. Heaven is not just showing you, heaven is assigning you. Type I accept the call to get the blessing 3145. There is a danger in seeing but not acting. Many people have dreams. Many have visions. But only a few are willing to walk them out. Why? Because action costs something. It costs comfort. It costs people. It costs routine. But if you don't act, the vision fades. Heaven does not waste sight on those who will not obey. That's why the stranger crossed your path. It was not just to stir emotion. It was to set you on course. You were being redirected. And now, the road is clear. You know what God is calling you toward. The question is, will you say yes? Your next step may seem small. It may be quiet. It may feel risky. But it is sacred. You are not just doing something. You are answering a divine call. That's why your hands may tremble. That's why your heart races. That's why the enemy is suddenly louder. Because heaven has marked this step as holy. Michael is not watching from afar. He is walking with you. He guards the obedient. He covers those who move in faith. Type I walk with boldness to get the blessing 5983. There is something special about obedience in secret. When no one claps. When no one sees. When no one cheers you on. That is where God's eyes are fully on you. The obedience that happens in silence carries more power than the obedience done for attention. Heaven sees the steps you take that no one knows about. The text you didn't send. The anger you held back. The act of kindness you gave quietly. These things matter. They are seeds. And heaven never forgets a seed. Michael says, move even if you feel afraid. Obedience does not always feel easy. It doesn't always feel strong. Sometimes it feels like trembling. But trembling obedience still moves heaven. You don't have to be fearless. You just have to be faithful. And every small yes becomes a brick in the path God is building before you. He does not ask you to see the full road. He only asks you to take the next step. As you begin to move in what God showed you, distractions will rise again. Old voices will return. Old habits may try to reattach themselves. You must recognize these as tests. They are not coincidences. They are designed to make you doubt your decision. But stand firm. If you begin to question, return to what heaven showed you in the quiet place. God does not change his mind. His direction stands even when emotions shift. Keep your eyes fixed on the promise. Speak it out loud. Say, I will not turn back. I will walk this out. I will carry the vision. Your words are not empty. They are confirmations in the spirit realm. Every step forward weakens the enemy's grip. Every act of obedience builds spiritual momentum. You may not see the change immediately, but the change has already started. You are not walking alone. Others may not understand your choices, but heaven does. Angels walk with those who obey. Fire follows those who step in faith. And the same God who gave you the vision will provide what you need to complete it. You lack nothing. The door will open when you reach it. But you must keep walking. Type I will obey to get the blessing 8856. You are moving now. Step by step, you are walking the path that heaven revealed. And even though some moments still feel uncertain, your feet are firm because your spirit is focused. Archangel Michael now speaks with strength, yet peace. He says, obedience builds strength that no storm can shake. You may not see it, but you are growing. Every time you say yes to God, even when it's hard, something powerful happens inside you. Your roots go deeper. Your spirit becomes steady. Heaven starts trusting you with more. Obedience is not just about doing, it's about becoming. And right now, you are becoming the person God always knew you could be. Type I am growing to get the blessing 2055. But growth does not always feel good. Sometimes it feels like pressure. Sometimes it feels like being stretched. And sometimes it feels like being alone. But don't mistake loneliness for failure. What you feel is sacred separation. God is pulling you away from old things, not to punish you, but to protect the new thing He is building in you. Many people won't understand your quiet season. They'll wonder why you stopped showing up, why your circle became smaller. But heaven knows. You are in a spiritual greenhouse. You are being prepared for more. And preparation always comes before promotion. Michael shows you a picture of a tree planted by rivers of living water. The roots go deep, and the fruit comes in its season, not before. That's what God is doing in you. He's not rushing your growth. He's making sure your foundation is strong. Because when the blessing comes, it will be heavy, and only deep roots can carry a heavy blessing. That's why He's teaching you now. That's why He's stretching you. That's why the green-eyed encounter had to shake you. It opened the door to this process. Type I am rooted to get the blessing 7490. Don't fight the process. Don't wish it away. Don't ask for it to be over too soon. Growth takes time, and you are exactly where you need to be. Every tear, every question, every quiet night has meaning. God is using it all. You waste nothing. Even your weakest moments are part of the plan. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are being formed. One thing Michael wants you to remember: stop comparing your journey. Your growth will not look like others. Your timeline is not theirs. What God is doing in you is unique, special, set apart. If you compare, you may rush. If you rush, you may miss it. Stay focused. Stay faithful. Let your story unfold the way heaven wrote it. You may not see the fruit yet, but the roots are growing. You may not feel strong, but you are being strengthened. You may not understand everything now, but one day you will look back and thank God for the hidden season. This is not delay, it is design. You are not in the dark, you are in the soil. And soon, the breaking will lead to blooming. Speak these words now: God, I trust your timing. I trust your process. I know I am being prepared for something great. These words release peace. They silence fear. They help you breathe in grace. You don't have to figure everything out. Just stay close to God. Listen, obey, and grow. Type I embrace the process to get the blessing 3373. You've heard it. Growth in silence, blessing in obedience. If these words are watering your soul, then your support becomes more than giving. It becomes planting. Every time you give through super thanks, membership, or a PayPal seed link in the video description, you are helping us spread this prophetic call to others waiting in silence, others needing light. This mission is not ours, it's God's. And your giving becomes His outstretched hand to another soul. I believe right now you're not just watching, you're being called to action. As God stretches your roots, help us stretch this message. The harvest is ripe. The time is now. Release your gift with faith, and watch how heaven multiplies it. The more you grow, the clearer things become. What used to confuse you now makes sense. What used to break you now builds you. What once felt like punishment now feels like preparation. That's how spiritual maturity works. It changes how you see pain. Archangel Michael now speaks gently. He says, "The mature learn to thank God even in the storm." This is the shift you've made. You are no longer waiting for comfort to believe. You are choosing to believe even in discomfort. This is what sets you apart. This is why heaven is trusting you with more. You have passed tests in silence, in pain, and in delay. And now you are becoming spiritually strong. Type I am strengthened to get the blessing 2286. You must know this. Spiritual strength is not loud. It's not about shouting prayers or showing off faith. It is quiet, steady, and deep. It looks like peace in chaos. It looks like obedience when no one is watching. It looks like love when you feel rejected. And that is what heaven is building inside of you. The green-eyed encounter was not just to show you something. It was to awaken strength. It was to pull out of you what the enemy tried to bury. And now, you are beginning to realize you are not weak. You were just unawakened. Sometimes, strength is seen in your silence. Not every battle needs your words. Some battles are won by stillness. My prayer behind closed doors. I walking away from things that used to trigger you. This is strength that heaven values. The kind that doesn't need applause. The kind that doesn't seek revenge. You are becoming someone who carries peace, even in the storm. And that peace speaks louder than anger ever could. Type I carry peace to get the blessing 4107. Michael reminds you, your strength is not just for you. It's for those around you. People are watching your life. Some are silent. Some never speak up. But your faith is planting seeds in them. Your consistency is preaching louder than a sermon. When you stay steady, others find courage to do the same. That is ministry. That is impact. And that is why the enemy tried so hard to shake you, because your strength is not small. It's a weapon, a light, a message to others that God is faithful. Do not be surprised if people begin to come to you for wisdom. Not because you're loud, but because you're real. Not because you have all the answers, but because you walk in peace. They will say, "There's something different about you." And that's your moment to point them to God. Don't hide your story. Share what you walked through. Share what God revealed through the green-eyed encounter. Your scars are not shame. They are signs of survival. They prove that God brings people through fire without the smell of smoke. Michael says, don't waste your strength on small fights. Stay above the noise. Not everything deserves your response. Not every battle is yours. Choose your ground wisely. Use your energy for purpose. Use your words for healing. Use your time for growth. You've come too far to go back to childish things. You are not the same. You have been changed. And now you must walk like it. So take a moment and breathe. Let your spirit rest. You have made it through battles others never saw. You stood through storms that tried to wipe you out. But you are still here. Still standing. Still believing. And now, stronger than ever. Not because everything is easy, but because you chose to grow. That's what makes you unstoppable. Type I will stand to get the blessing 5778. Now that strength is rising inside you, something else is beginning to stir. Authority. Not the kind the world gives, but the kind that comes from heaven. White authority. Holy authority. The kind that makes the enemy nervous when you pray. Archangel Michael speaks again. His voice is sharp like a sword but filled with peace. He says, "You are not just rising, you are now becoming a threat to darkness. This is a new level. You are no longer just someone receiving. You are someone who now carries power. And that power comes from everything you've walked through. The shaking, the silence, the obedience, the pain. You didn't just survive. You were being prepared." Type I carry authority to get the blessing 3059. Now you are beginning to notice changes. Your prayers feel stronger. Your words feel clear. When you speak, it's not just emotion. It's truth. It's fire. That's the sign of spiritual authority. You are no longer begging God. You are agreeing with Him. You're not just asking for peace. You're releasing peace. That's what happens when someone walks with heaven. You begin to speak what God speaks. And when you do, things begin to shift. Chains break. Walls fall. Even in your own life. You are not the same anymore. You are becoming what the enemy feared, an awakened warrior. This is why your dreams may be sharper now. Why your discernment is growing. You're not imagining it. Heaven is sharpening your senses. When God gives you authority, He also gives you awareness. You start noticing things in people, places, and decisions. You start feeling the weight of spiritual matters. This isn't a burden. It is a gift. It means God trusts you to carry what others can't see. Don't run from it. Don't doubt it. You've been chosen. Type I am trusted to get the blessing 4762. But with authority comes responsibility. You can't live the way you used to live. You can't speak carelessly. You can't waste time on petty things. God needs your focus. He needs your faith sharp. You're not just walking for yourself anymore. You're clearing paths for others. Your obedience now affects generations. Your choices shape atmospheres. That's not pressure. It's purpose. You are a carrier of God's presence now. And where you go, light goes. Michael warns. Guard your mouth. Guard your mind. The enemy cannot steal your authority, but he can try to distract you from using it. He'll try to pull you into arguments, confusion, or fear. But remember who you are. You have been called. You have been refined. You have been filled. And now you must protect what you carry. Say it out loud now. I will not waste my oil. I will protect my authority. And as you walk in this new level, begin to pray differently. Don't just ask, declare. Don't just wish, command. Speak life over your family. Speak healing over your body. Speak clarity over your mind. The same voice that cried out in brokenness is now filled with fire. and the enemy knows it. Heaven knows it. And now, you must know it. There will be moments where people come to you for help, and you will wonder, why me? But it's not about your background. It's about your oil. You've walked through something. You stayed awake. You obeyed when it was hard. And that obedience has released something powerful in you. Don't hide it. Don't shrink. This is your time to rise in holy authority. So take a deep breath. You are stepping into something bigger than you. But you are not alone. Michael is walking with you. The Spirit of God is guiding you. And heaven is backing every step you take. You are no longer just receiving from God. You are now representing Him. Type I walk in power to get the blessing 6903. Now you walk with power. Now you speak with fire. But Archangel Michael brings a new word, one that humbles, not just lifts. He says, do not forget where you came from. Power without humility is poison. This is the balance of spiritual life. As God lifts you higher, you must go lower in your heart. You must never forget the days you cried out, the nights you felt lost, the moments you were broken. Because those moments are not shame, they are reminders. They keep your heart soft. They keep your eyes open. And most of all, they keep you close to God. Type I remain humble to get the blessing 2487. When people start noticing the change in you, stay grounded. Don't let compliments become chains. Stay focused on God, not praise. Heaven is watching not just how you rise, but how you stay. Can you carry power without pride? Can you move in miracles and still kneel in worship? That's what separates the truly anointed from the simply gifted. Many are gifted, but few are surrendered. Many can speak, but few can listen. You must be among the few, the ones who never forget who gave them everything. Michael reminds you that humility is your protection. It keeps the enemy confused. He expects you to become proud. He expects you to show off. But when you choose to serve instead, when you keep your heart low, you disarm him. He cannot fight a humble spirit. He cannot reach someone who stays hidden in God's presence. That's where your real safety is, not in your strength, but in your surrender. Type I am surrendered to get the blessing 5021. Humility also allows you to hear more clearly. God speaks more often to those who listen more than they talk. Sometimes, His voice is quiet because your thoughts are too loud. But when you humble yourself, when you quiet your mind, you start to hear again. The whispers return. The guidance sharpens. The presence deepens. And you realize God never stopped speaking. He was just waiting for the noise to die down. In this next part of your journey, God is not only using your power, He is shaping your heart. He wants you to be powerful and pure, strong and surrendered, bold and broken before Him. These are the ones who carry the most oil. These are the ones the enemy fears the most, because they can be trusted. They don't seek glory. They seek obedience. They don't chase fame. They chase God. Michael gives you this secret. The greatest breakthroughs come to those who bow the lowest. Worship in private. Pray when no one asks you to. Thank God even when things feel quiet. These small acts become powerful in the Spirit. They build a relationship with God that cannot be shaken. That's the kind of foundation you need now. Because as your influence grows, the attacks may come. But if your heart is hidden in God, you will not be moved. And remember this: the green-eyed stranger was not about being seen. It was about being awakened. You were not called to be noticed. You were called to be faithful. You were not called to shine alone. You were called to carry the light of heaven, and that light only shines bright through a vessel that stays surrendered. So today, choose the lower place. Let others speak. Let others rise. Let others chase crowds. You stay hidden in Him, because in that secret place God does His greatest work. He shapes warriors in the quiet. He trains generals in the field of surrender. That is where you are now, being refined, being trusted, being made ready. Speak this now, Lord, keep me low, keep me close. I never want power without your presence. And as you say it, feel the peace return, feel the clarity rise. You are exactly where you need to be. Type I choose surrender to get the blessing 7844. The journey is almost complete, but this is where many fall. Just before the release, just before the blessing, just before the promise becomes real. Archangel Michael comes once more, and his words are serious. He says the final step is the hardest. Many fall not in the beginning, but near the end. Why? Because the closer you get to the breakthrough, the more pressure you feel. The enemy senses it too. He throws distraction. He throws tiredness. He brings back old fears. And if you're not alert, you may slow down or give up, right before the moment heaven opens. Type I will not give up to get the blessing 3309. You've come too far to stop now. You've cried too many tears, fought too many battles, endured too many silent nights. Don't waste your endurance. You are right at the edge of something new. The air is shifting. The pressure means you are close. This is not the time to rest in comfort. It's the time to press in deeper. Worship more. Pray more. Believe more. Because right now, in the unseen, things are moving. God is setting things in place. Angels are being released. Chains are being broken. And your name is being whispered in heaven. Stay focused. This is also the time when your flesh will want comfort. Your body may feel tired. Your mind may say, nothing is changing. But remember, spiritual things move before natural ones. Don't look for results. Look for the shift. Feel it. Sensing. And respond to it. Say, God, I will not leave this place without what you promised. That's not pride. It's holy hunger. And hunger always moves heaven. Type I am pressing in to get the blessing 6112. Michael says to keep your posture right. Stay in praise. Stay in expectation. Even if you feel nothing, do not let your faith sleep. This is the final watch of the night. The moment before sunrise is always the darkest. But it is also the most powerful. Because when the sun rises, everything changes. Your clarity comes. Your answers come. Your next instructions come. But you must hold on. Not just physically, but spiritually. Tie your spirit to the altar. Say, I will stay in position until my change comes. Remember Job. After the loss, the confusion, the pain, God restored him double. But only because he didn't curse God in the trial. He's staying faithful even when he had questions. That's what you must do now. Faithfulness in this final moment will unlock blessings greater than you imagined. Not just for you, but for your family, your children, and even strangers who will one day be touched by your obedience. This moment is generational. Also, don't be surprised if resistance increases. The enemy always fights what he fears. If the battle is stronger now, it's because the reward is greater. But fear not, Michael is still with you. The same angel that warned you is now guarding you. The same voice that called you awake is now calling you higher. This is the hour of final refinement, the place where the fire finishes its work. Let it burn away doubt. Let it burn away fear. Let it burn away pride. What remains will be pure gold. So do not retreat. Do not return to your old life. Do not say, maybe I heard wrong. You didn't. Heaven has confirmed this word, and this last stretch is proof. Press in with everything. Don't wait for feelings. Move in faith. Worship when you feel nothing. Declare when your voice shakes. Smile when your soul feels tired, because this is your final push. Say now, Lord, I will not lose heart. I will not miss my moment. I will not turn back. I believe. And with those words, a shift begins. A light pierces the dark. The edge of your new season is right here. Type I finish strong to get the blessing 9501. This is the final moment. The final breath of this journey. You have walked through signs and silence, pressure and peace, fire and favor. Archangel Michael stands with you now, sword in hand, wings wide. His voice is calm but filled with power. He says you made it. You stayed awake. You heard. You obeyed. Now you shall see. The stranger with green eyes was never just a person. They were a message, a signal, a divine whisper saying, God is calling you higher. And you answered. You listen. You watch. You let the shaking happen. You didn't run when it got quiet. You didn't sleep when the pressure came. You chose to rise. And now comes the reward. Not just earthly things, but something eternal. Peace that can't be stolen. Joy that doesn't depend on circumstances. Wisdom that reaches generations. And clarity about who you are, why you were sent, and what your next step is. This is your release. This is your rising. This is your moment to walk fully into who heaven has called you to be. But Michael gives one last reminder. He says, don't just rise. Remain. Don't just shine. Stay burning. The spiritual world is always moving. You must keep walking with God. Keep listening. Keep choosing His voice. Don't go back to sleep now. The one who endures is the one who receives the crown. Speak this now. I have heard. I have walked. I will never go back. I am rising into my full calling. And let the atmosphere around you shift. You are no longer in darkness. You are walking in the light of divine purpose. This was never about one stranger. It was about your awakening. And now you are awake. Type I am risen to get the blessing 8180. You've reached the end. But in the spirit, this is only the beginning. If this message stirred your soul, then your heart knows this is holy ground. And right now, your giving can become a prophetic act. By sowing through super thanks, membership, or a seed via PayPal link in the video description, you join us in lighting up dark places with God's voice. Every gift helps this message reach the next soul who needs to hear. Don't sleep. God is calling. The green-eyed encounter wasn't just for you. It's a fire meant to spread. The Spirit says, what you release in faith, I will multiply in glory. Give boldly. Give now. Help us flood this world with His light.